Hi, Critter friends. This is Soraya, and thank you so much for being here. So I am going to do a flip through of this art journal. I don't think I've opened this one up, you guys, before. If I have, please forgive me, but I honestly do not think I have because I just found it in my art studio. I've been trying to clean up and trying to go through like boxes of some of my stuff that I had still taped up, and I have no idea when this art journal is from. Like, I don't know if it's from 4 years ago, if it's from 8 years ago. I have just no idea. There's no dates on it, which I wish I would have put a date on here somewhere. But anyways, I could go to my Instagram account and kind of like look and see and be like, hey, when did I start posting, pages of this, and maybe get like a year. But it's from a while ago. And one of the reasons why I am doing a flip through of this art journal is just to illustrate how when we are working in our art journal, we have no idea like what it's going to transform into. So there are many reasons to leave things open-ended. When I first started art journaling and when I first started creating, actually, I used to put so much pressure on myself to complete my project. I thought that not completing was like procrastination, and so I would be like, oh, I gotta complete it. And I would start working in a chronological order. And then just, I don't know if it's just, I don't know what happened, but, I'm sure some of it had to do with time because my daughter was really young. I had to work around her schedule. And, I would just fit things in when I could. So if I was working on the cover and I didn't have time to complete it, I would be like, oh, but there's a blank page inside and I can just, I have 15 minutes, I can throw down some paint and collage and work on a background, for 15 minutes and then come back to it. So I started kind of working in that way more. So anyways, yeah, you guys, like I now feel called to bring this journal to completion. I don't know what the name is going to be. I don't know what the theme exactly is going to be, but I'm going to just show you, just how I work. And not everybody is going to work this way. I know with Connie Solera's Painting the Feminine art journal, she talked about how she started that journal when she was in a very difficult period in her life. And I do believe, if I'm correct in this, she worked chronologically, like page by page, and every night she would set aside like an hour or something, no matter what, and work in that journal. And she said that some days it was just about getting paint onto the page. It wasn't even about anything. It wasn't like, oh, I want to create a page. It was just like, I'm just going to get some paint on the page and just, scribble and get my emotions out and whatever. Okay. So anyways, the cover of this book is obviously not done. And a lot of this book is not done. But as you can see, it's just a little bit differently than, say, some of my, like, each art journal has its own soul. I want to say it has its own theme. It has its own energetic blueprint. I mean, every art journal is just so different. But I know by looking at this art journal that like the style is more abstract. And even like looking at this spread, it's like, I would say it's about 80% done. It's not by any stretch of the imagination complete. But do you see how like it's very like different? It's just got a different vibe to it. Like, you know what I mean? It's just more abstract. And I don't know, I'm thinking, you guys, that this was after I went to Oaxaca. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but who knows? And do you see how like it is, it's just got like a very, to me, looking at it now, and like I said, I don't know how long ago this was from. It has like more of a design focus, rather than like, it's just abstracted, I would say. Like storytelling, right? But I don't know. I'm gonna write about it in my studio log. Now, obviously over here, I was just like, oh my God, I probably didn't have a lot of time. I was just coming in here, putting down some colors. And there are parts of it that I really love. Like I really love this piece here. And I love this, like, it looks like necklaces over here. And I love these patterns over here, you guys. Like, look at this. And what I'm thinking, you guys, is that this was very portable. Like, it was done on the go sometimes, because what I would do is I would wait for my daughter, like, you know, say she was done, like, you know, in a swimming class, or you know, after school or whatever, and I'd be in the car, and then I could get out, like, and this looks like a ballpoint pen, this looks like a white gel pen, and I could just, like, you know, doodle. I could make designs, I could make patterns, I could write in here. And so, you know, it's just got a lot of different things going on here. And when I first started, you guys, like, I would think that making backgrounds was a waste of resources. It was a waste of time, waste of paint, waste of this, waste of that. But, you know, as I got more along my art journey, I realized that nothing is wasted, you guys. Like, nothing. Nothing is wasted. Everything, even if I come in here and cover this whole thing up 100%, all of this is still on the pages. It's still going to determine, you know, well, the colors, everything that's on the page, it might determine the color that I use to cover everything up, you know, because I might be like, well, I don't need to use a really dark color because these colors are not super dark. So I could go with a mid-tone color. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, everything determines everything else. And I don't look at anything as wasted. And now it's really interesting, you guys, because now I'm looking at this more through an archetypal lens, and I'm like, wow, I actually see a lot of collective unconscious, like all the stuff I'm delving into, the shadow. Like, this to me looks very shadowy, dreamlike, medial woman type of situation. And yeah, and I do know, I am working on another art journal on the medial woman, but yeah, this just is so interesting to me. And like how I made the face, like, it's just very designy, you know, it's like a design element. Like, I just love that. And see, this is just it's just a background. And, you know, this is a great way when you just have a limited amount of time. Maybe you have 10 minutes, maybe you have 15 minutes, maybe you only have 5 minutes. Okay, fine. Just, you know, come in here, throw down some collage, let it alone, and then you come back and it's all dry. Okay, it really works out very well. Like, just making backgrounds. See, more backgrounds, more backgrounds. And honestly, you guys, this kind of reminds me of Connie Solera's Painting the Feminine, like, in the sense that, like, you know how I always talk about, like, Connie manages to balance the busy background with a busy foreground. I don't know how she does it. It scrambles up my brain. Like, I need to, you know, put down like a solid something so that, like, my brain doesn't just go, oh my God, like, I can't even focus, right? But I think with this one, I mean, it's not done by any stretch of the imagination, but even as is, I like, there's a busy background and a busy foreground, and it makes sense to me. Like, it doesn't, like, I don't immediately want to come in here and put a solid color field down. So yeah, like, I'm just, yeah, this is like, it reminds me of Connie Solera's Painting the Feminine. And you guys, like, if you are doing something like this and you have, like, you know, like a portable kind of way of working and incorporating into your art journal. It's so good, because just say you're at the doctor's office and you're waiting for 45 minutes. Well, you can do a lot in 45 minutes, honestly. You can, like, this is a ballpoint pen, just a cheap ballpoint pen. And when you use chalk paint, which I think this is chalk paint, because I'm feeling it, and like you can mix cashew, like I can mix this cashew chalk paint with any color pretty much. And, you know, when you let it dry completely, and then you're going to take this book out, going to the doctor's office, waiting for somebody to pick them up, whatever, okay? You can use just a cheap ballpoint pen, and it really takes so well. You can use a gel pen, you can use your Posca markers. There's a lot of things that can be done on the go that are portable, and you can combine that, the stuff you do, like writing, making patterns, making designs, with stuff that you know, you can only do in your studio, like, you know, inks and paints and more messy stuff. Now again, see, this just seems very like design element focused, and it just has this like Jungian Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes vibe to it that I'm just so happy I found this, you guys. I'm just so happy. And like, look at this, you guys. So basically, I think what I did is I used a stencil for my background right here. And then I did a color wash on it. And see that stencil over there as well. And then I came in and I just incorporated it into her neck and her crown. Yeah, I love this. I really love this one here. Ooh, I like this one too, you guys. See, I did the same stencil over there. And again, this is not done, but yeah, you guys, so I just wanted to open up my art journal, and now I feel called to write about it in my studio log and to come in here and work on it. And you know, this idea of incubating an art journal, I honestly did not, like, prior to that, I didn't do it in an obvious way. So let me explain what I mean, okay? So this is my Healing Ancestral Trauma Art Journal. So what I did with this a few months ago is I actually wrapped it up in a piece of red Indian fabric. It had to be a very specific fabric, you guys. It was cotton. It was a very, very specific kind of red, earthy. And I took some marigolds. It had to be marigolds, and I tied it, like I put the marigolds here and I tied it with some twine, and then I lit some candles, I did some intentions, and I let it incubate. I did that very consciously. But prior to that, I didn't do it consciously. But now that I'm looking at this art journal, you know, it was incubating all this time. Because like when I look at this, I'm seeing collective unconscious. I'm seeing shadow work. I'm seeing Carl Jung. I'm seeing Dr. Estes. I'm seeing all the things that I'm working on right now. This is what I am seeing in this art journal. That's not complete, but like, it's just incredible to me. And I'm realizing that this has been incubating. Like, I didn't intentionally set out to incubate it, but it has been incubating. Okay, you guys. Enough of that. I hope that you've enjoyed this art journal flip through, and I hope that this has inspired you to continue working in your art journal. Like, it doesn't have to be complete today. This is from maybe 8, 9, I don't know how many years ago. Just keep on working. You never know what it's going to transpire into. Anyways, you guys, if you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.